Thank you everybody so much for joining us. I know we've got a lot to cover in this session, so it's absolutely brilliant to have you all, and I won't take up too much of your time before we pass on to the real reason that you're here, but lovely to virtually meet you all. My name is Caroline and I am the Partnership and Engagement Manager at Enactus UK. This is the second ever employability fair that we've run at Enactus UK, so I'm really pleased that you're all here to be a part of it. If you are really interested in what we're doing, such as exclusive partnerships with Moy Park, if you are really interested in more employability events, opportunities and training, then please do join us. Please do join the Enactus network, and you can do that by the link that is here. So the enactusuk.org/join. So if you aren't already registered as an official Enactus student, then this is the perfect time to do it. I will just spend a little bit of time explaining what Enactus is, because unlike some of the other societies at university, it doesn't always say what it is on the tin, which makes it really difficult to try and explain. But Enactus is the UK's leading combined youth social action and youth social enterprise charity, developing thousands of young entrepreneurial spirits every year. And what that means in practice is Enactus works to be the bridge between the world of work and the world of higher education, really developing those skills that you'll need when you enter the world of work in whatever career path you choose to take. How we do that is we work in over 60 universities across the UK with teams of students to develop projects which benefit their local community, and also addressing the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So whatever your passion is, I'm sure there will be a project at your university that you can get involved with and join the Enactus Society. So that's a quick intro on what we do. A big part of that as a charity, Enactus is sponsored, and we have partners with 17 of our corporate partners, Moy Park being one of them, which is why that you get an exclusive insight into the Moy Park application process, as well as the exclusive fast tracks that we have for Enactus students. But I won't spend too much time explaining that now, because I'll leave that with the experts. So hopefully I'll convince you to be an Enactus student. So please do register at our Enactus network website, which is enactusuk.org/join. So please do grab your phone, grab your iPad, and make sure that you're heading to be an officially recognised Enactus student, and join us that way. And I think that is probably all that we've got time for myself. I'll leave this on the screen for a little bit longer. But let's get stuck in straight away. And Nicola, if I could pass to you to explain what we're going to do next.
Thank you very much, Caroline. So good afternoon, everybody. It is great. I'm just looking at those numbers going up on there. So we're nearly, we've hit the 60 mark. So that's fantastic. It's great to see so many of you join this call. So my name's Nicola. I'm the Early Careers Manager at Moy Park, and I'm joined today with Vicky Chenchi, who's going to be presenting later, from Philip and Ryan, who are our current graduates, and Beth, who's one of our rotational placement students. So on this session, we hope to give you a further insight into who is Moy Park, what do we do, and also give you a flavour of our really fantastic early careers programmes that will soon be open for applications for a start date of September 22, which seems so far away, but it will be here before we know it. So I am going to start by asking you guys a question. So I want to actually find out how many of you actually know anything about Moy Park. It's okay if you don't, but just as a quick question. So first of all, I suppose to say we're going to be using Slido today. So if you have any questions for us, please go on to slido.com, put in #MoyPark. And that will open up any of the polls that we'll be doing today, and also an opportunity. Oh, somebody's dog's going. Usually it's mine. That's fine. That will give you an opportunity to ask any questions of us, which we'll go through at the end as well. So any point during the presentation, if you think, oh, I've got a question, stick it in. Might be that we cover it off, but it doesn't matter if we don't. You know, we'll ask it at the end anyway. So if everybody could join slido.com and then open the active poll. You should see, hopefully by the power of technology and Caroline's wizardness, a question that says, what products do Moy Park produce? So if anybody knows, hey, there we go, we've got our first one off. So any products that people are putting on there, so we've got one person on there. I was going to give you a couple of minutes just to, or even 30 seconds. If anybody wants to put in their poultry, chicken, fabulous. Yeah, you can scan the QR code as well. Yeah, great shout there, Caroline. Thank you. It's all technology. KFC, popcorn, poultry, chicken. I don't know any of them. Oh, well, great. You will by the end of today. So that's good. So I'm just going to give a countdown for 10 seconds if anybody else wants to. Poultry. Great. So poultry seems to be, lots of you don't know any of them. Does it mean that there's more that don't know if it gets bigger? So I'm going to do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, great. I can see somebody's a vegetarian as well. So again, this might surprise you, this presentation as well. So keep tuned and you'll see. So yeah, we're very embracing of veganism, vegetarianism and chicken as well. So yeah, great. So second question for you is what products, which customers or other brands do Moy Park supply? So again, I'm going to give you 30 seconds just to answer that. McDonald's, it's famous chicken nugget, Nando's, Tesco, McDonald's, KFC. Anymore, Tesco, Nando's, Nando's. We're going on the chicken theme. Yeah, Sainsbury's. Tom Cruise Asher. I don't know what that is. Right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fabulous. Great tries. Great. So yeah, so all of those. So I'm going to go into this in a little bit more detail now. So I'm just going to pause there, hold that in your mind. But that was great that you've got some idea in terms of what we're doing. So it's not that nobody knows nothing. You've got some great idea there at the minute. So that gives me some flavour of what's going on. So I'm going to kick off with just a short video about the history of Moy Park, which will hopefully just give you a little bit more of an insight into what we do. So I think Vicky is going to take control of the screen. Thank you, Caroline.
Hopefully you can see that okay.
Yeah. Great. Great, thanks, Vicky. Okay, so that's our sort of corporate video, tells you a little bit more about where we are and where we're hoping to head to. So I hope that's given you a bit more of a flavour of Moy Park. The next slide really gives you some more of our key facts. So as the video said, we are one of the top 15 UK food companies. We have over 10,000 employees across 12 of our sites. We also have 800 poultry farms across UK and Northern Ireland. And we're really proud that over 5,200 restaurants in Europe supply at least one Moy Park product, which is fantastic. But as you'll see there are different products on there as well. So there's beef patties, there's bacon, there's fruit pies, there's coated cheese products as well as the chicken. So those of you who just kept on poultry, there is bigger to Moy Park than how it would have been on there as well. So you'll see it is a very big business. We have sites, as you can see on that one as well, across Northern Ireland, around Lincolnshire, Derbyshire. Sorry, just flip back onto that one. And then we also have central offices that are based at Grantham in Lincolnshire, and also in Craigavon in Northern Ireland, as well as our sites in the UK, in France and Netherlands as well. So we're very much driven by our vision and our strategy. And the next slide will just take you on to that. So our vision is to become the best and the most respected company in our industry, which creates the opportunity of a better future for our team members. So we do this by focusing on our key customers. So we want to provide a quality service and products to become a real valued partner. We always strive for excellence across the business, and whatever area you're interested in, there are opportunities to get involved in projects to improve, simplify and streamline activities in the pursuit of our operational excellence. Safety is absolutely paramount at Moy Park. So obviously with all of these different production areas, we've got also all the farms as well. It's at the top of all we do in terms of our people, in terms of the animals as well, and also in terms of the product. And it's not just physical safety as well, mental safety and mental attitudes and healthy attitudes. It's really key to make sure that our staff are well in terms of their well-being. And we design our early careers programmes around our vision. And we aim to provide the best programmes focused on creating fantastic leadership opportunities for our early careers team members as well. So I did ask earlier about our products and our customers. So this just showcases some of the products that we do. So yeah, we've got our chickens. So we have added values, we have our whole chicken, we have coated chicken, but we also provide what they call beef patties, so our burgers from our French and in the Netherlands sites through to McDonald's. We also do spring rolls, onion rings, coated cheeses, and lovely donuts for McDonald's as well. So there is more to Moy Park than just chicken. It is very much, we're driven by this agricultural heritage on there, but there's many different opportunities within the different sites. And we're very keen as well to look into the plant-based pieces, and there's some things that we're exploring there as well. This also slides through some of our customers. So we provide products to most of the major retailers. Wouldn't necessarily have Moy Park on the label because it comes under their own brand. We are the sole supplier to Waitrose. And we also provide, as you say, for McDonald's, for KFC, I think somebody picked up on that one, and Nando's, as well as for food service customers. So if you're going into some of the pubs and the pub chains as well, chicken could potentially come to us. So if, apart from those vegetarians and vegans might have had the donuts on there as well, you are likely to have had some of Moy Park's chicken products at some point. And I'm sure they were absolutely delicious. So hopefully that's been a good surprise to all of you as well. So the next slide is all around our corporate responsibility. So corporate responsibility is also very much at the heart of what we do. We are keen to really reduce our environmental impact and have made great progress to date with some of the plans that we've put in place. Most recently, we announced that we'd reduced our plastic packaging by 10% in the past year as part of our remove, reduce, recycle and research strategy. And where our aim is to move to 100% recyclable rigid packaging by 2022. But we're so delighted to have received this major milestone at the minute because it means we're going in the right direction. And it's great people like graduates and other careers people that can come in and bring some new ideas into it as well. So a great time to join a company if that's the type of thing that you're really interested in doing as well and getting involved in. So I'll also just tell you about some of the things we do around charity and community. So in March 2021, we partnered with the Alzheimer's Society and have raised so far £25,000 to support them. And we have lots more initiatives and challenges planned to raise more funds. Again, it's something that people can get involved in. Everybody likes to do stuff for charity. Everybody likes to have fun. Some people like to run. Some people like to jump out of an aeroplane. But there's loads of charity events that can get involved in across any of the types of business as well. And then we also support the communities as well. So we like to make sure that our communities are supported wherever we've got our sites. And last year we launched our community support fund, which was, we had £1 million fund that we were offering to non-for-profit charity organisations local to our sites to apply for a grant. And so far we've awarded £450,000 to 50 community organisations, which is just fantastic. We've also shared 7,000 meals, probably over that, but we've donated 7,000 meals to local community groups and donated over 50,000 meals through Fair Share as well. So again, something that we're incredibly proud of. So I had spoken a little bit earlier about our vision and strategy, but another key driver for us and success for us, and something that helps us to become a community within Moy Park, is our values. So we have 7 different values that we invite all of our employees to work to. And also we use these as a way to celebrate our employees and to recognise them for the hard work that they're doing through our stars scheme. So even if you choose to apply, which I hope you do, you will see that even as part of that initial application process, we start bringing in the language around our values. So we're really keen to understand which values resonate with you the most. And it's key to us throughout that recruitment stage that we build it in so that we know that we're recruiting the right people that show you understand the values. So a top tip for you if you're applying to Moy Park is look at the values, just try and understand what it is that they mean. There's nothing that shouldn't be any words that don't resonate with you. If you're at university, I'm sure you look at these as well, but top tip is just to sort of have a look at the values as well. So hopefully that will have given you a better understanding of Moy Park. It was just sort of a whistle-stop tour, but I obviously want to spend some of the time today to talk to you about the fantastic opportunities we've got. Anything else you want to know, obviously go back to Slido and ask a question, and we'll hopefully have time to cover that off in the end as well. So just as a reminder on that as well. So in this section, I want to talk to you a bit more about our fabulous early careers programs, specifically our graduate program and also our rotational placement program, which we will be recruiting for starting in October, ready for fresh starts in September 2022. So you will have already seen the breadth of the business, and therefore we're delighted to be able to offer multiple functions for our early careers members to apply for. So as you can see, this could be in commercial, this could be in finance, technical, operations, agriculture, engineering, supply chain. We're also open up agri-technical and also a commercial specifically around innovation and product development as well. And of course, anybody who's an Enactus student, there is a fast track opportunity for you guys to advance yourself throughout that progress of the application as well. So firstly, what I'm going to do is introduce you to Ellie through a video, who was on our rotational placement program last year, to tell you a little bit about her experience.
My name is Ellie Kirk, I'm 20 years old and I'm on an industrial placement at Moy Park, and I've been here since September. At the moment I'm in HR and I'm currently working a lot of reports, working hours. I've been looking at hiring, sitting in on interviews and then working through the process afterwards. A lot of stuff in the few weeks I've been here. The parts I enjoy most are meeting new people, being in a different environment to what I'm used to. The beauty of HR is I work with everybody, and that's what I really, really like. So it could be anyone from the shop floor, if it's disciplinaries or just grievances, or it can be training when it comes to recruitment. The skills I think you need is to be completely open-minded, really be open to getting out your comfort zone, because you get thrown into everything. Everyone loves helping each other. It's a massive team effort, and I think it's somewhere that everyone feels they really enjoy themselves, feel they're really looked after as a business.
So that was shot last September. So Ellie has now completed her rotational placement programme. So she spent 3 months in HR, 3 months in early careers team, and then 6 months in commercial. And we were delighted to offer her a confirmed place on our HR graduate programme, ready for her to start in September 2022. So she's returned back to her university in Nottingham to complete her final year, safe in the knowledge that she is joined, she's going to be joining back the business on the fabulous programme. So that was through the work that she did while she was here. We were able to speak to her managers to assess, actually, is she capable of coming back onto that graduate programme? And for her, it was a great opportunity for her to understand which area of the business she actually wanted to go into as well. So that's what our rotational placement programme is all about. It is quite unique in that. So we recognise that not all students know exactly which area of the business that they would like to pursue. So there's a lot of, sort of very generalised degrees out there that could get you into any different areas, and it's nice to be able to experience these to go, actually, yeah, that's where I'm really interested in. So we decided the opportunity to offer the opportunity for students that throughout the assessment centre show the potential of being future graduates or leaders to experience multiple functions within that one placement year to help them choose that future career path. Also, I suppose to say that the students aren't here to make coffee, to photocopy, to do admin tasks. We give them specific tasks to do over the 3 months, 6 months that you'll be given projects to do, because we want this as like a year-long interview, really, to say, actually, have you got that capability to be that future leader that we're looking for, whilst you're experiencing also some fantastic opportunities to work with some great managers and some great teams. So on the screen here, you can see this is an example of a placement programme that could be there. So it could be 3 months in commercial, 3 months in supply chain, 6 months in HR. We've got Beth, who's on the call today, who joined us in September. So Beth's doing 3 months in early careers, so under the HR umbrella, 6 months within technical, and then 3 months in operations. So again, she's going to get such a wide breadth of what it is like to be within that food industry as well. So yeah, so that's our rotational placement programme, which we'll be looking to open for applications in December. But yeah, it's a great opportunity for students that are looking to take that year out before they complete their final year. So I hope that makes sense. Like I say, any more questions on that, give us a shout at the end, and we can go through that in a bit more detail. So I just wanted to spend a little bit of time about our programme structure. So this is specifically around the graduate programme. So even from the attraction stage, we hope that we are giving you, through the types of things that we're doing now, a flavour for our culture and also our values. This then leads into our onboarding, so building connections to ensure that as a new starter coming to join the business, you have an insight into the business to make that day one less terrifying. You sort of already know about what's going on. The development programme itself, we build around the 70-20-10 model of development. So in its simplest form, this is designed to take any learning that you complete in the classroom or through training courses and really embed them into your day-to-day to help you to grow. So research has shown that only 10% of any learning actually takes place in that classroom or on a training course. And on our programmes, we provide that training to you through our food industry specific training, and then for our placements, a programme of modules that will help you to adapt to working life and to create some really good habits for you to obviously take back to university. For our graduates, we put all of our graduates through a number of modules to gain a really great management qualification at the end of it. That's then reinforced through our 20% learning through others. So all of our early careers team members are allocated a senior mentor who they meet with monthly. We also provide a book club and also link this in with our Pilgrims USA graduates to build the links there as well across the programmes. This then leaves us 70% where you can safely practice your new learned skills through your different placements, through your projects, etc. And then you move on throughout that programme as well. So more on that in a moment. So through ongoing support, we aim to progress our placements and onto the graduate programmes. as I already mentioned, and our graduates at the end of their programme to place them into a leadership position to kickstart their career within the food industry. So I'm now, supported by Phil and Ryan, going to dive into a couple of our functional programmes in a little bit more detail to hopefully bring this to life for you so you can experience what it is that we get our graduates to do. So I'm going to first kick off with our commercial programme. So this is our commercial programme, which is around sales and marketing. So it's a 2-year programme, and throughout this programme, you can expect to gain exposure to all areas of commercial, including marketing and insights, customer service, innovation and development, packaging, customer business units. You will learn to plan promotional campaigns, analyse sales performance, understand consumer trends, buying behaviour. You will get to understand about planning and forecasting for customer business units and learn about operational business needs as well. You'll gain an understanding of development process and packaging, be part of a customer business unit encompassing all aspects of that relationship interface. So along the top, you'll see there's different boxes. This is an example of a programme of the different modules, different placements that you will do along your plan. We also put you through our Moy Park Commercial Academy, where you'll join other commercial employees around a programme of learning, as well as doing that cohort with our graduates as well. As I mentioned earlier, we also have a sales innovation and development programme available this year. So if there's any keen foodies out there, have a look on our website for further details about what that includes. So then on to our finance graduate programme. So our finance graduate programme is a 3-year programme. And you gain a really broad experience of finance. So this is very different to an experience you'd expect. So if you're interested in finance, you're thinking, I'm going to go into a bank or something along that, this is totally different, which I'm sure Phil is going to tell you shortly anyway. This, you'll get to see lots of different areas within the business as well. So I'm just going to hand to Phil before I talk over what it is that he's going to say, who's one of our current finance graduates into your 3rd year now. Is that right, Philip?
Yeah, so thanks very much, Nicola, and thanks to Enactus for having me today. So guys, I'm just going to take you through sort of what the finance graduate program looks like and how my experiences have helped me over the past 3 years. So I came out of uni 3 years ago and sort of was like any other graduate, not really knowing what specific they wanted to go into or what sort of route they would like to go down. And I seen the Moy Park graduate program. I knew somebody else on it before and knew that the wide range that it offers. So sort of within my past 2 and a bit years, the experiences that I've got have been unreal. The size of the company and the different sort of finance areas of it are amazing. And suppose I'll just sort of take you through my placements and what I have done and sort of what I've seen. So when I first started, I came into group management accounts team, it was called. So that was a sort of a central accounts team that was situated in Craigavon in one of our sites. And basically all our sites, finance teams would feed into our group management accounts team. So it was a great way to sort of see an overview of all the different sites and all the different financial things that are going on in the different sites. And basically it would have been helping out with like our budgets, our forecasts, providing an executive pack to our financial directors, which is sort of was a great experience, sort of only 6 months into a new job and already getting to meet financial directors and sort of seeing what they see on a monthly basis, which was good. And then in my second placement, I went on to like a standardized costing project, which was basically any new products that we would see going through our factories. Me being involved in the costing team, got to cost them. So it was a great way to see all the different projects and all the different products that were coming through our factories and being involved. Then after a year or so, I was brought into the supply chain and freight team. So as everybody knows, in the current world, the problems that everybody's experienced with lorry drivers and freight. So you're sort of getting that exposure to real life problems. It's not just spreadsheets and working with figures. We were brought in sort of as a project to help around with the freight struggles that we're having at the minute and sort of how we overcome this. So you get a great exposure into ongoing problems in the real world, which is brilliant. And then in my last placement, I was brought into our prepared foods team. So it's basically like our things that are going out to McDonald's and KFC and them sort of products. So basically this would have been a lot of similar stuff in terms of getting to see budget and forecast, but from a different side of the factory and a different side of the company in general. And I suppose within the last 6 months, we've seen a lot of labour shortages, I suppose, with Brexit and getting workers in and things like that. So it's been challenging, and we've definitely set up a lot of new labour projects. And I suppose with everything finance, everything costs money, so everything sort of gets to go through the finance team. So you get to see a lot of things, and you get a lot of exposure to different projects going through the graduate program. And then sort of on an external learning phase, we have our finance leadership program, which is run through CMA. So this is our external accounts exams. So as well as getting all this different work life experience within finance, you get your external learning, which has been a great program that has been promoted really, really well throughout the finance graduate program and the business as well. So it's not just graduates on the CMA program, it's actual workers too who didn't come through the program. So it's just great to have that external learning. So I know a lot of people that do finance sort of want to get their further exams as well. So within Moy Park as well, you get put onto that there after a year or two. So it's great to have that trust that somebody else puts in you and sort of wants to promote your learning as well. And if anybody has any questions, you can stick them into the Slido, and I'm more than happy to ask.
Great, thank you, Philip. It's great really to hear your experience and that you're enjoying that as well. So yeah, thank you very much for that. So that's a great rundown of the finance programme. So we were hoping that Ryan would join us, but unfortunately he's got way late elsewhere. So it's left to me to talk to you about the supply chain programme. So Ryan is one of our newest graduates who's joined in September. We thought it was quite good to bring him along because he was a former Enactus member of Enactus Nottingham as well, but he has said, I think Vicky will share his email address if anybody's got any specific questions around Enactus and how that links in terms of helping him to support. I'm sure he'd be happy to speak to you, so I think she's going to share his email address in the chat. But I suppose really around the supply chain, so this is quite a new one for NEC last year, so quite another great area of the business. That we allow our graduates to work across planning, procurement, logistics and operational excellence as well. And as part of this programme, you get to solve really complex problems using analytical skills. You get to work on developing and implementing cost optimisation projects. You get to identify and deliver business improvement programmes, execute process and systems to coordinate the supply chain from our farm to fork. You'll get to work with budgets, targets to make sure that we're reaching those performance measurements as well. And ultimately have the chance to work in a really ever-changing, fast-moving environment and allowing your personal impact to really see those results within there as well. So again, underpinning all that will be that leadership development and that support that we give our graduates and the mentoring, but again, a really quite interesting area that a lot of your degrees could feed into quite easily. Like I say, any questions you've got you want to direct to Philip as one of our current graduates, please add them into the Slido. As he said, he's more than happy to answer any questions. So again, I've got another video about some of our other graduates from our operations, agriculture and HR, just talking about their experience as well. So we're just going to share this video with you. Thank you.
In the operations grad scheme, they want to expose us to every single bit of the business that we could possibly be exposed to just for our own development. We interact with everyone from supply chain to IT to HR to technical, pretty much everyone in the whole business.
I've been in the graduate scheme for 18 months. My job role has changed significantly as I've been in 4 different placements. I've worked 2 placements in the operations department. I then moved on and completed a placement with the supply chain department and also with the operational excellence department, where I've had the opportunity to complete a number of different projects.
My day-to-day role changes every day. It varies a lot, but I visit farms across Northern Ireland about specific animal welfare conditions. I also collect data and analyse the data and then relay that back to my team.
I act as an HR generalist, so I would do the full range of HR activities for a set number of departments. And I will cover everything from recruitment to employee relations, such as disciplinaries, grievances, attendance management, stuff like that. Working in HR, we would deal with a lot of different teams across the business, technical teams, senior management teams. I also worked in my last placement in agriculture, so I worked with the agri teams. You do get a really broad experience with loads of different teams.
The Moy Park provides ample opportunities for training, and they're more than happy to push you on. Let us have an in-depth knowledge of the food industry as a whole.
We have loads of support right from day one from our managers, mentors, also the early careers team. You need to have a passion and ability to learn through the different projects which you're involved in.
I find everyone really welcoming. They've been very available and they've always wanted to help, which has been really nice, especially when you're moving from site to site. It's always nice to have someone there and wants to help you. They want to see you succeed.
I've been speaking to a lot of people throughout different departments, and everyone is willing, no matter what level they are, to help you out and encourage your training throughout the company.
So we are looking for graduates who are willing to move and relocate to our different sites. So a typical graduate programme can be in between 6 months to a year spent at our GB site. So that's in Lincolnshire or Derbyshire, and a year in our Northern Ireland sites. So it really is key that you're flexible and adaptable. We're also looking at opportunities in our Central European sites as well. And the reason we ask graduates to move to the different sites is being a future leader. It really is crucial and critical that you experience the different sites, because each site is very different and there's so many different teams across the sites. So those different placements across the different sites really gives you a chance to develop your skills. Now, the criteria for our applications is, we've mentioned it before, we really want people who want to be a future leader. We want people who are ambitious and enthusiastic and good communicator. And you'll see here, we also mention our values, because that's really important to us. You will need to have a degree at 2-1 or above. And some of the programs will need a degree discipline specific to that job and that function, and that will be in the advert specifics. So if a particular degree is needed, just check on the job advert before you apply. And we want people who are self-motivated and available, determined to find solutions and better ways of achieving results, willing to take on new challenges and work in an agricultural, processing or factory environment. And as we've also mentioned, be adaptable to change and relocate. Now, our website has lots of information about the different graduate programmes we offer. So to find out more, we really like you to go to our website and have a little look what's on there. And this is also where you can apply for the roles once recruitment is live, which will be in October. So we will contact you if you've said that you're happy for us to get in touch with you. We will contact you when we have gone live and send you the link to the application so that you can do that straight away. We'll put our website in the chat room, in the chat box. Nicola, are you okay to do that? Just so that you can got that link there to look at our website. Now, the application process starts off with the application online. So you'll need to complete the online application on the website and submit your CV. Don't forget to let us know that if you are a member of Enactus. There is a question on the application that asks you if you are a member of Enactus team. So don't forget to tick that, because that will ensure that you are fast-tracked as long as you meet the minimum criteria, which we mentioned earlier. You will then be asked to do a video interview presentation. Now, we have recorded a top tips video, which Enactus will share with you shortly. And this is our current graduates sharing their advice about the recruitment process. So really recommend that you look at that, because it specifically focuses on the video presentations, because this is very much a new area for students and for us as well. So there's lots of useful advice and tips in that. And then if you are successful in that video interview stage, you will be invited to attend our assessment centre. And on completion of the assessment centre, which will take place in February next year, a successful candidate will be offered the role due to start in September 2022. Now we are going to ask you, we're going to move to Slido and do a little bit of a poll, because we really want your feedback, and we want to know which social media platform you prefer to use when looking at careers opportunities. So Caroline, are you okay to share the screen? And we'll give you a couple of seconds to do that, everybody. And this really helps us to tailor our social media and when we get with our recruitment, so that we can oh, LinkedIn is a winner there. That's a surprise. But yeah, that's really helps us to tailor our social media plans, because we want to make sure that we're engaging with students and we're reaching out to students. So that's really useful. So I'd say LinkedIn, and then Instagram, not much on Twitter at all, nothing on Twitter, and then Facebook. Okay, and then yeah, if there's any other platforms that you use, feel free to put them in the chat. That's really interesting.
You can get a few more through. I think there's 14, 16 people answered.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, that's a good one. Thank you. Yeah, sorry, thanks for that, Caroline, to remind us to put the code in the Slido in case you're logged out. Okay, so it looks like the majority do still use LinkedIn, so that's great, because we do have a LinkedIn presence. But Instagram is something that we really want to step into, so that's interesting as well. So thank you for that. Am I okay to still share my screen, Caroline, or yeah?
Yeah, it should let you just take over.
Okay, great.
Keep adding to that though, if you haven't had a chance to, it will still keep running in the background.
Definitely, thank you. Now, after the graduate programme, as we've mentioned, we really are keen to fill our future leader pipeline. And these are just some of our graduate success stories. So upon completing the graduate programme, these graduates have secured senior management roles within the business. And there are lots of opportunities to be a future leader at Moy Park. So it really does lead the way once you're on that graduate programme. And now it's over to you guys. So we're going to ask you to think if there's anything that we haven't covered or any questions that you might have, feel free to put in the Slido, and we can address them, whether that's to myself or Nicola, or to Philip, our graduate, or to Beth, the rotational placement student. Feel free to ask away and we'll answer them as best as we can.
Brilliant. So I've got quite a few in the Slido chat, and one of them is, well, there's quite a few that are asking if you offer industrial placements or graduate opportunities to students that start in January, or if it's just September that your scheme's open.
So the majority, yeah, I would say it's September that our program's open. Occasionally we will run some other programs and they're advertised on our social media and such, but the majority of our programs do start in September. And we don't tend to do internships at the moment, but that's something that we are exploring, but it won't be for next year, I'm afraid.
No, that's fantastic. And then another question, which is great for me, because someone would like to know, why do you work so closely with Enactus students? And then another question kind of following up that was, how best do I talk about my Enactus experience in the application process?
Oh, very good. So yeah, we work closely. So we partner with Enactus. We see a lot of alignment around the qualities and the skills in the Enactus students. So we've been, gosh, I'm thinking, would it be 2 years or 3 years probably now with a partnership with Enactus, and have been involved with speaking to students at various different events that have gone on. Obviously, I've had looked at the projects that they're working on as well. And there's a lot of the skills that we're looking for our graduates and ultimately our future leaders that we're seeing come across in bucket loads. in terms of from the Enactus students. So definitely leadership skills, project work, that drive, that passion and determination. And ownership really comes out in Oodles as well, because obviously doing the commitment that you're giving to Enactus as well as you're studying is immense, and hats off to anybody on the Enactus teams who currently does that, because you know that there's a lot within there as well. So in terms of bringing that out, yeah, definitely refer to some of the projects that you're doing when you come into any stage of the interview process. So to say, you know, I've worked on Enactus, this is the type of things I've been involved in as part of a project team, this is what I've taken ownership of. Anything that you can weave in around anything to do with our values. So humility, again, is a great one that you see from Enactus students as well. So anything like that, we want to hear from you. So many times we've had Enactus students sat in an interview or an assessment centre and they haven't made any reference to the work they've done. So when we talk about what work experience have you had, it might be that you're not being paid for it because you're doing it obviously for the enhancements, but that is exactly the same. That anything you're doing in Enactus is experience that we want to hear about because it's unique to you and your experience as well. So I hope that answers that question.
No, brilliant, that's fantastic. And then I've got another question for Philip, which is what have you enjoyed the most about working at Moy Park so far?
For me, well, suppose January 1st, the amount of exposure you get to all the different financial departments, like one placement isn't completely different to another. So at the start I was more involved in forecasting and budget, but now I'm placed in commercial finance. So now I'm working with like Sainsbury's and Tesco's and their accountants and their commercial teams to get like new products in, and you're sort of sitting in the meetings and getting to hear all these different conversations, and it's a great learning exposure. I suppose one other thing that I enjoyed was when I went through the whole COVID pandemic, we had to update our forecasts and sort of all our financial figures. And being involved in that project was really, it was a good insight to see how, which was probably a great learning experience for me.
Great, thank you. And then another question that I've got is for Beth actually, which is how can I stand out if I apply to the rotational placements, and do you have any top tips?
So I suppose with standing out for the rotational placement is just being open to, you know, learning in different departments and being open to all the different challenges and making that known in your application. And top tips, I'd say top tips for would just I can't think at the moment, but
Beth, as a you know, you're very into your sports, aren't you? And I remember in your application you talked a lot about the teamwork that you were doing because you ran your team, your sports team. So even though you might not have had a lot of work experience as such, it's still definitely any sports teams or any hobbies and things. Think about the skills that you use in that and bring that to the interview, because it's not necessarily all about office work or paid work or anything like that. It's different skills that we want to see, and Beth definitely had them because she's really into her sports and her team. So
yeah, thanks.
And being yourself, I think that was the other thing that stood out with our rotational placements as well. So you know, there's a lot about being yourself. If you try to be something that you think that we're wanting to fit in the mold, we're going to see right through that. Just be yourself, and your best bit will shine through.
I would say if you have good examples on how you can promote the Moy Park values, would always stand well in interviews, because they love hearing them. They love hearing all about our values and our company values. So if you do get the opportunity to go for an interview or things like that, just have examples of how you could promote the values.
Brilliant, thank you very much. And then I think there's a running theme of students going, I'm a biological sciences student, is there a place for me? I'm a nutrition student, like what role would you recommend would be good for my skills? So I think lots of students who are concerned that there may or may not be a place for them, and I wondered if you, Vicky or Nicola, kind of had an example or advice for students who are unsure if there is a place for them at Moy Park.
Yeah, I can take that one. So basically, unless, so I'm just trying to think of some of the areas. So engineering, we would be looking for somebody with an engineering background. Technical, we would be looking for somebody who's got that food technical background. What areas, other areas are there specific? I think they're the two main. Agriculture, we tend to look for somebody that's got an agricultural background as well. The rest are very much any degree will apply, because it's all around that right person bringing those right skills on there. So we've got people who have done history degrees who are now our production managers, because they've come through the graduate program showing those skills as well. I'm just trying to think. We had a microbiology student who's now, when he's doing technical, doing and flying high there as well. So we get a lot of business management degrees that are very, very general, but it's really around on that application, like Philip said, and like Beth said, how you can relate to what we are looking for. So always look on, what's on the advert, what are we looking for, how can you relate that to? Because of the degree bit, yes, we're looking for 2-1, because we're looking for you to be able to have those skills to be able to become that future leader. But actually it's very much around that person, that value. So what can you put on your application form that's going to stand out from anybody else on there? Because the degree bit is just sort of a tick, yes, they have a degree, which is good.
Well, thank you. I know we're running close to time, so I think there's a couple that have just come through the chats, which is, can master's students still apply for the programs, the graduate programs?
Yeah, so as long as it fits in terms of you'll be able to start in September 2022, then yes. So our application processes are opening, like I said, in October, and it will be closing in December. So you need to get your application in for then. Enactus students, you would need to tick that you're an Enactus student. You then get fast-tracked through that first stage, sifting into the video interview stage. Which really, as an Enactus student, you should be able to easily show your benefits there. You have a lot of practice in terms of presenting, and you're just presenting on you. So we want to put you through to that video interview stage, just so that you can really showcase who you are at the opportunity, ready for going into that assessment centre as well.
Fantastic. I think that's covered a lot of the main questions there. So I don't know if you had any final thoughts or.
I was just saying, I think there was something that came through in the chat as well.
Oh, sorry.
I think somebody put about the application process for international students as well, just ask that as a question. So we are aware that this year there has been a change, a good change, a very positive change in terms of access for visas for international students, which is great. That there has been a change. We are just as a company looking into that, because we are so keen that we can now offer our programme to international students as well. So we're just trying to work out which is the best pathway in terms of, is it graduate visa? I think there's another one, and then that we'll be able to confirm that once we go live with our applications. But we're really excited, because we've always been very restricted of whether we could offer it as a graduate programme to international students. So hopefully we'll be able to progress that this year.
Brilliant. I think one of the things that somebody has just asked is, how do we know when the applications open? So of course, if you follow Enactus UK on our social media channels, we'll definitely be able to tell you as soon as Moy Park applications open. But also for anybody who has ticked that you are happy for your information to be shared when you registered with Moy Park, they'll be able to add you to their mailing list as well, I think. Is that how that works, Nicola?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we can send you an alert to say it's now open, and go and register.
Brilliant, fantastic. Okay, I think that's all we've got time for. I know if you do have any more questions, we posted Philip's information or Beth's information in the chat, but there's also LinkedIn for you to connect with, or I'm sure you'll be able to email me if you do have any other questions, and if I can't answer them, I'll definitely forward them to Vicky and Nicola. So I'll just pass over to you to say the final words, I suppose.
Yeah, okay, well, from me, thank you very much for attending today. I hope that you've learned something exciting and new about Moy Park. We really hope to see your applications coming through as well. There is opportunity on our website as well, once their applications are open, to do a one-on-one chat with us, or we can connect to graduates. Keep an eye out for career events that are happening. There's a lot of virtual career events that are across all the universities that we'll be there at. We'll be bringing some of our different graduates along to those as well. So again, just come along to as many as you can. Great to see you, but thanks again for attending.
Brilliant. Thanks, everyone. Thanks.